brother, you got it all wrong. If you're trying to stay consistent, it's not about you doing the habits and trying to push through David Goggins, who's going to carry the boats. Yes, you need discipline. Yes, you're not always going to feel like it. And yes, there are times that you need to push through. But what I need to tell you is that if you're consistently struggling with your habits and staying consistent, getting in that damn cold shower, doing your meditation, if you're struggling with this, hear me out. It's an identity issue. It's who you see yourself. When you look yourself in the mirror, who do you see yourself as? Do you like yourself? Do you see yourself as someone on self-improvement? Someone trying to be on self-improvement? Who do you see yourself as? What are the stories and narratives that you tell yourself? Because that is ultimately going to serve as a feedback loop for everything that you're going to become and ultimately the quality and speed of your progress. So, back in the day when I was starting self-improvement, I would struggle so hard with staying consistent just because I was seeing myself as someone who is trying to be on self-improvement. Let me give you an analogy, right? Someone who is trying to quit their alcohol addiction or smoking addiction doesn't say that, I don't smoke. I'm just trying not to smoke, you know? Like when someone asks them, like, do you smoke? Like, they wouldn't say, I'm trying to quit smoking. No, the people who are actually successful are the ones that say, I just don't smoke. Because when they make a statement like that, they align it with their identity. And when you align something with your identity, you do it naturally, fundamentally, because it's against who you are if you don't do it. Does that make sense? And so when you align your identity to being on self-improvement, being someone who is already past self-improvement, being a higher level than you actually are, which is possible, right? Your identity is something that you control, not even based on actions, but you can be delusional about it. And sometimes we can use our own delusion to our benefit and speed up and fast track our progress. So while it may take you 6 months to get consistent on meditation, if you just see yourself as this higher level guy who, hey, I'm a level 10 instead of a level 4, and I already meditate consistently, it's who I am, it's a part of my life, naturally, you're gonna start meditating more. And I know it's easier said than done, and I know how I just said it, simplified it so much. But the point that I'm trying to make is that you brush your teeth twice a day, or at least I hope you do. And you do that because it is your hygiene standard. You won't breach this standard because it is fundamentally against who you are. You hold yourself to a higher standard than that. And so when you brush your teeth, it doesn't take much discipline. Sure, it might take some discipline, but it's just a part of your routine. It becomes like, it's natural for you because it is your standard. And so when you increase your identity, when you change your identity to be transformed into like a higher level, you naturally bring up your level of standard along with it. And when you do that, your behaviors are brought up with it as well. Because you won't breach your standard if it's breaching who you are. I'll just leave that with you. I have a free Discord that talks about things like these. It's for high quality, like-minded people like you and me. And if you want to join, it's completely free. I think you'll find it interesting. It's a community, and yeah, we'll grow together, keep talking about topics like these. And what I found was when I started changing my identity by journaling and actually visualizing myself being that guy, before I knew it, I actually started to get out of my rut, right? I was in a rut. I couldn't, no matter how disciplined I tried to be, no matter how hard I tried to work, it just wouldn't happen. Like the work wouldn't work, you know what I'm saying? And no matter, like I would sit down to meditate, 30 seconds in, I'll just be like, bro, why do I even bother? This isn't working for me. And that just frustrated the hell out of me. No matter how hard I tried to cold shower, I just couldn't bring myself to. No matter how hard I tried, because it wasn't aligned with who I was. I saw myself as this low-level guy who was trying to be on self-improvement. But what you don't realize is when you see yourself as trying to do something, you never actually do it. Take Yoda, bro. Like, what did Yoda tell us? I didn't understand it until now. What did Yoda tell us? Yoda told us there is no try, there is only do. And so you are either on self-improvement and at that level already, or you're trying to get there. And we all know what happens when you just try to get there. It gives you an excuse. Oh, I'm not there yet. You know, I'm just trying to get there. Oh, I just started doing this. Like, let me build it up slowly. And like, shut up, bro. Shut up. If you're serious about this, if you are serious about this, then you'll take your identity, and you're truly intelligent, you'll take your identity and level that up, and naturally everything else will follow. Dumb people like me, stupid people like me, only focused on the external result and not what actually drove the result, the output, right? Intelligent people focus on the input. Internal state, your internal state, okay? Your mental health, your everything that you think about, your thought patterns, your identity, equals your external reality. your habits, your discipline, everything that you need to get done, your work. So if our internal state equals our external reality, then we should stop trying to affect and like just change and like try and force a different external reality. We should just be trying to change our internal state. Because if your internal state affects your external reality, then maybe it's not the external reality that's the problem, it's the internal state that's the problem. And we don't realize that, and you don't work on that. So it's about time you actually start taking action, because no one talks about this. You look on YouTube and everywhere online, everyone's just telling you what habits to do, top 5 ways to be on NoFap, top 5 ways to meditate, top 5 morning routines. Like, shut up, bro. Yes, that attracts a large audience. That attracts a lot of people. Maybe it attracted you. It definitely attracted me. And so a lot of people fall into the trap of just focusing on their actions, what they're trying to get done. But inevitably, even if they do start making progress in the beginning and they're like, oh, my life is changing, one day they're going to snap back to exactly where they are because they did zero work laying the foundation of their identity. And so nothing changes if nothing changes. Truly, that quote, I forgot who it's by, but nothing changes if nothing changes. The progress that you see from doing your habits initially, if you don't change your identity, yes, you'll see some progress. But if you lay the foundation, not only will doing those habits become easier, but the force will be multiplied, and the effort that you put in is going to be multiplied. Because it's who you are. It's not just something you're trying to do anymore. It's not an activity. It's part of your identity. Just like making your bed, just like meditating. You build it step by step, brick by brick by brick. And before you know it, you'll look back weeks, months, years from now, and you can't even imagine a life without taking a cold shower every morning. You can't even imagine a life where you have negative thoughts swirling around in your mind because you've been gratitude journaling every morning. You can't even imagine a life where you just you can't lock in and focus on your work because you've been meditating every day and your focus is so precise and sharp now. This is the ultimate investment for your future self. Self-improvement is something that we're going to be doing for our entire lives. So treat it that way. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So if this is something that we're going to do for our entire lives, why would we not change our identity first and build that foundation instead of rushing to top 5 habits to do in the morning or top 5 habits to do whatever? You know what I'm saying? It's a marathon, not a sprint. So lay your foundation, pace yourself, and don't try and rush into the result, because the result will come as an effect of your internal state, as a byproduct of your internal state. And the real reward, after all, why do we do all this? It's to improve ourselves, not to just do the habits. And so take yourself as the priority, and your external reality, your life, your habits, everything that you want to build on top of that is just going to follow. And you'll thank me for it, because I just saved you 6 months of your time, bro. Oh my gosh, I had to go through this. If you want to transform your life, you got to transform yourself first. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So, if you want to hear more from a 17-year-old trying to figure out life, subscribe. It's a win-win for both of us. I have a free Telegram. It's for high-quality people that made it all the way to the end of a raw, unedited video. Your attention span is crazy. It's 1%, if not more, in the world right now. And yeah, someone as rare as you is hard to come by, but blessed with the internet, and so here we are. I have a free Telegram for people like you. It's basically free daily lessons and content and advice that I learned throughout my day. And I think you'll find it interesting. It's a second link in the description under the Discord. And if you want to hear more from a 17-year-old trying to figure out life, subscribe. It's a win-win for both of us. Did I say that already? I don't know. Anyway, love you, bro. Get after it.